So I wanted to review Doom the Dark Ages because the game feels like it drags really long in the beginning, and I really wanted to talk about that because I find that incredibly interesting and very weird at the same time. So in the beginning of the game, you go from like A to B, right? But then you have to read a lot of tutorials. I really dislike reading a lot of tutorials because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you're playing a video game. Like, you're there to play the actual game itself, but in the end you're just reading a lot, and so it kills a lot of the momentum the game actually had in the beginning. When I played it, like around chapters 1 to 6, well, after chapter 6, I felt like the game picked up a lot better than in the previous chapters when I was reading all these tutorials. And I really dislike that because I actually like the mechanics where you throw your shield, you can stun enemies, and you can actually like kill enemies, stun them. You can make the game very, very easy, even on like Ultra Nightmare, which is the one I played it on. And you can just do that forever, pretty much. You can stun enemies forever. It's only when you have more than one enemy to actually fight that it becomes really more interesting, because you actually have to think about what you're doing, where you're going, and it's really fun. But I actually really think they should have went a different direction, where you had to basically maybe like stun an enemy or something, and you have to kill others around it or whatever, right? But I think like the gameplay and the general movement is pretty good. Like, I actually really like the movement, and I really like the general gunplay because there's a lot of decent guns. I think the wheel is very awkward. I would much rather just press like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just to grab whatever weapon I want, and it's very awkward. And the way you switch weapons, like the different weapons you have, where you have to actually switch between like a specific version of a weapon, is very awkward. I don't really like how they did that, because every time I played, I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use this only one weapon and not necessarily more than that, because it felt awkward to use, like very, very, very awkward to use. And I think that's what harms the game more. I enjoy the movement. The movement feels really great. So you run from like A to B, and it feels like you're actually running like a super soldier, which is great. When you're sprinting, it feels like you're going almost like you're running really fast. But the problem I have is, even with a lot of the running, the combat, like the maps can be really big, and the secrets are not very fun to find. The reason I say that is because the secrets, you can see every secret on the map possible, like every secret, and that's not a good thing when it comes to video games. You basically want to find secrets on your own. You should be able to complete the game, go back and get all the secrets if you actually desire to or not. But it's very easy and it's very easy to go and get all the secrets, but when you do a lot of the backtracking, especially with the movement, because the map is really, really big, it kills a lot of the momentum you have with fighting. And that's the problem with the game, is there's no real forward momentum when you're fighting. The other thing I really want to discuss alongside of the combat and the movement is the music. Like, I really wish, for some reason, part of me really wished there was like some type of music, because in Doom 1 specifically, you get this music in the background goes like something like that, but in this game there's nothing. It's like you hear silence for the majority of the time, and then when you go into like battle, there's still no, like some of them, the battles I've went into, there's still no music in the background, which made it feel weird. It made it feel like I was just going through a specific part of the game. It didn't really feel like I was fighting. It felt like I was just, okay, I'm just doing X, Y, and Z. It felt like I was doing like a checklist almost, because Doom for me is like, you have a lot of music in the background going, and you have a type of rhythm to it every time you beat. Like, Doom 1 definitely had that, and this game just doesn't. It does have it in like major battles when you're fighting more demons, but it really needed music when you're fighting in general, where it's just like a low rhythm beat or something. And when it had that beat in one of the later chapters, it felt like it did feel a lot better. There's definitely a criticism I have. Aside from the music, the map shows you everything, and I really do want to criticize it, because the map it looks good. You can go around it, look around the entire map however you want, but I really dislike how the map shows you everything, and I wish it didn't, because I would like to find secrets by myself sometimes. And also the secrets are like, they're very high for like very little reward, it feels like. Some of the secrets you get like toys or whatnot, and toys I don't mind, but some other secrets, like, you'll get something that'll help you in the game and it doesn't feel rewarding. weirdly enough. It just feels like, oh, an item. But you can still get through most of the game, or in general, I don't know, even on lower difficulties without really dying. Like an Ultra Nightmare, I didn't really die until I had lots and lots of demons I had to kill, like, and that's like the problem with the game is like, you have like the core enemies, like the very, very basic enemies, and then you have the other enemies. The problem with the, like, through chapter 1 to 6, it's not very fun or interesting to play. Weirdly enough, it's only after chapter 6 that I felt like was actually more fun and more interesting. And I wish I wasn't like that. I really don't, because it ruins the... You're just playing it at that point. Like, I don't really see the point of going through 6 hours of gameplay to get to the really, really good stuff of the game. And the really good stuff of the game is definitely the after chapter 6, it feels like, because if I'm reading a lot of tutorials, which I don't like, but I don't like reading tutorials very much, and the reason I don't like it is because I do like to figure out stuff on my own, but it also slows the game down so much, because you're just like, okay, you're in the beginning area of the tutorial, okay, you know what the shield does, you know what this does, but then you get to like maybe chapter 3, and you're still reading something. It's very... very annoying, because that's what most of my time was with the 6 chapters, was reading. It feels like you're reading paragraphs of information for absolutely no reason, and I don't like that. I do think they could have improved the game quite a lot. But my main criticisms is the map, the secrets. You can easily find secrets because all you need to do is look at the map, because it shows you basically everything anyway if you're close enough to it. And my other main criticisms is the enemies aren't interesting to fight in the beginning stages of the game, but the later stages of the game, the enemies are like, oh my god, like I wish it would actually be very different in the tutorial stages of the game, because it does take a bit of time to get to the stage where you're actually having fun. I had more fun in the game when it was like after chapter 6 than previous chapters. But like I said, the music lets it down quite a lot. It's about a 5 or a 6. It's a very average game around chapter 1 to 6, because you're just learning everything. The Atlan and the dragon was definitely really fun, but there's a lot of cinematics as well, and it feels like I feel like a lot of the cinematics don't really need to be there, weirdly enough. That's definitely another criticism I had, was the cinematics of the game itself, and I really wish it didn't have it. Like, there's a lot of cinematics and a lot of things to watch, and it just adds up time after a while. It's like, okay, I've seen this 100 times, I don't really want to see it, but it's obviously a loading screen or something, but yeah. I think if you wanted to buy the game, or if you wanted to buy the game, I would probably wait for a sale, personally. But I bought the game because I really, really love Doom. And I like Doom 1, 2, 3. I've yet to play Doom Eternal and Doom 20, the original completely, but the original version with Mike Gordon's music was amazing, and the music in this doesn't really feel great. The music is amazing to hear when you hear it, but in the game itself, it's kind of whatever. It's very average. It feels very average as a game or a shooter or a first-person shooter. It suffers a lot from variety. So yeah, that's my personal view of the game. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.